it's rare that we get one as fun as this. It's a Snap-on KR657 bottom box with a KR637 top box. Now, we did one of these before in red. Click up here now to check out that video. But this one is in teal because it's the Corvette Special Edition. And the coolest thing of all about this box is absolutely everything. This box commemorates the 40th anniversary of the Chevrolet Corvette. They even numbered the boxes and apparently only made 5,500 of them, and this one is 3,019 of that run. Let's start at the top. This one has a really cool flip up top that's hinged in the front and it folds back so that it opens up the entire top of the box, exposes 10 drawers, and also leaves the graphic so that you always get a cool view of the addition of the box. The top itself has compartments in it for storing different types of tools, and it has a nice small compartment there for smaller items. It also has this locking compartment that you can use for documents or your wallet or valuables, and 10 drawers in the front. The top 3 drawers on either side of the banks are 1.5 inches deep, the top 4 drawers, and the bottom drawer is 3.5 inches deep. You really don't see any boxes today with these small drawers on them because it's not a useful use of space. I'd rather see something with a long continuous drawer so that you can get the maximum amount of storage. I suspect that something like this is nothing more than a design feature because I don't understand the practicality of having 5 narrow drawers. The top box rests directly on top of the bottom box. It is not bolted down, although I believe you can bolt it if you wanted to do that yourself. Just remove the top drawers in the bottom box, go up from underneath, and bolt in the top box that way. So you have to be careful when you're moving this box around that the top box here just sets on top without being fastened. On the bottom box, there's 3 drawers in the top, which are 1.5 inches deep. The next 3 drawers are 3.5 inches deep, and the bottom drawer is 6 inches deep for a total of 7 drawers, obviously. And on the bottom drawer is another cool Corvette graphic. I'm not sure the rating of the drawer slides on here, but this is not a heavy-duty box. Judging by these drawer slides, I suspect they support no more than 75 pounds a piece, maybe even less, perhaps 60 pounds a piece. So what I would caution anyone on a box like this is don't overload the drawers, because the drawers probably do not support more than 120 pounds. And even the deeper bottom drawer has 1 set of slides. So it's not like they double up on the drawer slides to double the capacity. Everything on here is made for practical storage and for a nice appearance. It is not a heavy-duty box by any stretch. The other thing to note about these drawers is they are not full extension. So if you look at where the back of the box, rather the back of the drawer comes out to, you lose about an inch of space to the front of the box. Most contemporary boxes nowadays and carts are full extension in their drawer slides, meaning you can open up the drawer and have the back come out flush with the front of the box. And that's ideal because you don't lose any storage space. With this kind of design, you're going to lose that inch in the back. And what happens is, as you load this with tools, you lose your line of sight to the back of the drawer. Granted, the space that this loses is not as pronounced as some older boxes. Some of the older Matco 4S boxes, you lose at least 2 inches, sometimes even 3. All the Matco ones nowadays are full extension, as well as all the Snap-on ones, so it's not an issue today. But just know, when you're looking for tool storage, look for ones that have full extension drawer slides so that you don't lose that space, because what will happen is you'll have tools that'll work their way to the back of the drawer. You can't see them anymore, and you'll have to rummage around back there. Unless you have impeccable storage discipline, and you might, just know that it's entirely possible that you can't find all your tools efficiently. Maybe you think you lost one when you didn't, so you wind up rebuying it, and then you find it later. And maybe this is where all your 10mm sockets go. I don't know. Just make sure that you look at the drawer extension on any box that you're considering buying. The other thing that these drawers do not have is any kind of latching mechanism. On the contemporary Snap-on boxes, they have that sliding plastic catch that goes underneath the pull here, and you slide that off, and then there's a little plastic piece that catches the side of the box, and that releases it, and then when you close it, that little plastic latch catches the side. On the Epic series boxes, Snap-on puts a hinged catch that folds down when you pull on the drawer pull. Matco uses a proprietary plastic adjustable catch that uses a thumb turn to adjust that. Mac and Cornwell, I think, both use detented slides so that you have to push them a little harder to lock them in and then pull them a little harder to open them up. And other companies like Extreme have a patented latch that hinges away when you pull on the drawer pull. Sonex uses a similar design. So know that when you have a box like this that does not have a latching system for the drawers, there's a very real danger element here, where if you wheel this around and one of the drawers works open, then if there's enough weight in this drawer, and maybe some of the other drawers work open as well, you could have enough weight shifting forward on this box that it'll cause the whole thing to tip over. Especially when you have a top box like this where it's now top heavy. So if you have weight out in front of this box, it's going to have a tendency to tip forward. When it does, you're not going to be able to catch it, and it's going to fall. You could get hurt, you're going to lose or break some tools, and you're certainly going to break the box. So when you wheel a box like this around, you have to lock it to make sure the drawers don't open on you. When you look for any storage solution nowadays, make sure you look at the latching system, even on especially on used boxes where sometimes the latches fail, sometimes they weren't maintained properly. Make sure that there is a good positive latching system for the drawers to minimize the danger hazard of wheeling them around. And then if you have to overcome that by locking the drawer, just know that you have to employ that extra step of discipline to close your lids, close your drawers, turn that key, and then you're okay in wheeling it around. And especially with a box like this, where you may very well want to double this as a cart. You may be wheeling something like this around the shop all the time. On the bigger boxes, it's not such an issue because those tend to just stay parked off in the side of the shop against the wall, and you never move them. Although there are some shops that we service where guys will wheel their big boxes into the bay to work for the night, and because they do shift work, they've got to wheel the box out of the bay and park it. So you may be in an environment like that where even having a positive latching system on your box is equally as important as having one on your cart. All right, let's go underneath the box. This fella has 5-inch casters that are bolted directly to the frame, as you will see in all quality construction. And the casters on this one are in remarkably good shape for the age of the box. Sometimes you see the tread on the caster wear out, but these guys are in really good shape. They're not even chunking pieces off of it like you sometimes see. The two swivel casters on the one end have locks on them to keep them in place, and two fixed casters on the other end. I really wish they'd put 4 swivel casters on a box this size, because it would make it far more maneuverable in the shop, especially if you're using this as a cart and working out of it. It really helps to have the extra maneuverability that you get with 4 swivel casters to get around cars and obstacles and lifts and such. The frame on this box is pretty substantial for what it is. By no means is it heavy duty, but it doesn't need to be. It has 2 framing members that run side to side on the box, nothing front to back, but on something like this you really don't need it because it doesn't require that capacity. And on the side of the box that has the swivel casters is where the handle is, and that is correct. Make sure if you're ever buying a cart or assembling one yourself, if you have to mount the handle, put the handle on the same end as your swivel casters. This is not a terribly large box. It's 34 inches wide, 56 inches tall, and 18 inches deep. This box has all the signs of one that's been loved and well used over the years. It has a little bit of peeling at the base of the decals, some rust where some metal's been exposed due to wear, and a couple of dings and dents. But that's normal for a box this age, and it even has some duct tape residue because somebody at one point decided that it would be a good idea to put duct tape on here. But we'll get all that cleaned up, work out the dents and dings where we can, and get this one rolling off the truck. Now, who do I recommend as being a great consumer for this particular box? Well, because it's a vintage Snap-on box, it's going to be a little more expensive than your average toolbox. And because it's a special edition, that's going to tack a little more on to the value on the market. So this box is not a very good option for somebody who's brand new to the field or hasn't yet committed to being a technician or a mechanic as a career. But if you're an old timer and you can appreciate a box from this era, it's perfect. And if you've been in the business for a while and you want to expand your storage options and put something really cool in your corner, this is also a great box for you. But this one has been sold already after we had it on the truck for a day. And the thing I really pride ourselves on is our ability to turn over boxes pretty quick. We try to keep the prices low enough that they're attractive, and we can keep them on people's truck accounts so that we don't have to refer people to third-party creditors. So this one is going to roll off the truck next week. Now, in addition to this video, we've got other videos on different Snap-on toolboxes. We've got a whole bunch of Matco boxes that we've taken in and some carts too, so be on the lookout for those videos, as well as some new tools in the haul videos and some terrific sit-down interviews with some extremely interesting people. So do me a favor, click down here now to subscribe so that you don't miss any of it. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, use a tool. Don't be one.